Okay, the announcement is sent out. We should be good to start in a minute. I just invited Luis on stage. Hello, Luis.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Maybe the audience can let us know if you can hear us both, if there's no technical difficulties. Loud and clear. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's wait like 1-2 minutes before we start so everyone can join, and
Sure.
We'll start with your introduction for everyone who didn't get to meet you yet.
Sure. Thank you.
In which country are you in right now, Luis?
I am in Japan, in Tokyo.
Oh, so nice. It's definitely on my bucket list to go there.
Yeah, I see people from Japan, from Korea, so konnichiwa, annyeonghaseyo.
We already have almost 100 people. Let's wait last 30 seconds and then we can start. I believe the AMA will be recorded. So we should be able to post the recording later, so everyone who will join later will be able to catch up on everything as well.
Sure. So, yeah, more.
Oh, you changed the picture.
Yes, I changed the picture to my real picture in the Mawari universe.
Nice. All right, I see the chat is popping already, the AMA stage chat. We have almost 100 people and it's 11:06 my time. I'm in Poland, so it will be much different for Luis now, but we can start. We're ready, so welcome everyone. Great to meet you. I'm really excited to have you all here with us today. You know, whether you're a long-time supporter or just getting started with us, we'll have some exciting stuff for all of you. So today we'll talk about all things Mawari, and we have none other than our founder and CEO, Luis, here. So let's dive in right away. Thanks for being here, Luis. Can you introduce yourself and share a bit about your journey with Mawari?
Sure. Well, first of all, hello everyone. Very nice to finally get time to speak to everyone. I have to say that I'm really excited and moved by all the support. I love all the memes that you guys come up with. So I have a couple in my gallery. So yeah. First of all, yes, very nice and excited to be here. I'm Luis, as you know, founder and CEO of Mawari. Uh, I I am originally from Mexico, but I've been living in Asia for over 15 years now. And a bit more about my background. I am a creative person. I combine with technology, so we could say that I've been working in the intersection of music and digital since I started my career. But also, I got really interested in virtual reality and augmented reality at a very early age. I was very privileged to have the chance to test the Virtual Boy, which is a device that not many people know, but it's from Nintendo. But that was my first contact with virtual reality. That really changed my life. And the second thing that really changed my life and made me make Mawari is Japanese anime that maybe you guys know. It's called Serial Experiments Lane. Um, it's a very old anime, but that really also shaped a lot of things in my life and helped me understand what we do at Mawari today. So yeah, I'm not sure if you want to ask something else about my background, but very nice meeting you.
Awesome. Thank you for that introduction. So what was if you could point out this one moment that like made you take a leap and start Mawari? Was there something like that or?
Yes, there was. Okay, so as I mentioned, being always interested in augmented reality, and then in 2016, with the other co-founder of Mawari, Takeo, we started MUTEC, Digital Arts Festival in Japan, in Tokyo. So why this is relevant? MUTEC has a mission of always promoting digital art that with emerging technology. So it means that anybody that performs at MUTEC is always at the cutting edge, trying new things. And back in 2016, that new thing was virtual reality and augmented reality. But while actually talking to artists and creators, we realized that the barrier of entry to create good quality content for AR and VR was really, really high. It was very difficult. You needed to, or you still need to know some level of programming and have very sophisticated equipment at the time. So that's when Takeo and I were like, well, this sounds like we need to do something about it to accelerate the arrival of the 3D internet, as we call it, or the immersive internet. So that was kind of like the turning point for me and Takeo when we decided to start the company Mawari.
Awesome. That's very interesting to hear. That's a very nice story. Um, awesome. I feel like the introduction is done there. We can go to the Mawari's mission and vision. So what's the mission and vision behind the project? What keeps you going all this time, and what makes you just lead this amazing venture?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, it was always that curiosity and I would say even obligation that we need to bring the immersive internet to everyone and accelerate it. So that has always been the mission of Mawari, like how we can accelerate the immersive internet and bring it to everyone. And and how did that happen more specifically to what we do today? In 2017, we started working with a Japanese telco, KDDI, and they actually asked us to stream a digital human into a smart phones and AR and VR glasses. So that was when we understood, okay, there's no there's no easy way today back in 2018 to stream content in 3D. So we need to do something about it. And that turned into a very, very long journey because we started developing this technology from scratch.
Yeah, understandable. Everything that's revolutionary is very hard to pull off and takes time, but with this much passion that we hear from you, it's very easy to see for me that you will make it. So, well, what makes Mawari stand out in Web3 and XR
So okay,
compared to other projects?
so yes, that's a good question. Okay, so as I mentioned, we started the company in 2017. That's how many years now? Like almost 8 years, right? So that's one very big difference, that we are an 8-year-old company in XR. And I can tell you that companies that were founded in 2017 in XR, most of them don't exist anymore. If you can name one that actually still exists, is Niantic, which is the Pokemon Go company. So that makes us very unique, because we have seen a lot in the XR industry, and that has given us a lot of experience and maturity to really go to market, and have a razor sharp focus to today, now that the technology is built. In Web3, it's a bit different to most of the projects, because we are starting actually from a big need, which is scale our core technology. So, in other words, we are starting from the demand side, versus starting building the infrastructure and supply, and then trying to look for the use case and the clients. The reason why we are going to Web3 is because existing partners and clients have been asking us to scale. And unfortunately, in 2021, we started working with AWS, with Google Cloud, and we couldn't scale to the level that we needed. So that's when me and Alex, our co-founder and CTO, were like, okay, what should we do? We started exploring a lot of industries, and then we stumbled upon Web3. We got really inspired by Render, by Helium, seeing how they were actually able to break that bottleneck of supply in with the power of community. So that's what it inspired us to come into Web3. But in the end, that's also what makes us very different, because we come with a very specific need, and distribution of compute and decentralization is the answer to our problem. So I think that's a very rare and unique combination, but that makes us very strong.
Awesome, awesome. Very interesting. So I see a lot of people in the chat mentioning, like asking questions about what exactly is Mawari. It's you mentioned a lot about your vision, about the industry and field you're building in, but it's pretty complicated to understand it for the outsiders that are just, dipping their toes into that world. So if you could explain in like very simple words to someone that never heard about any of this stuff, what exactly is
Sure.
Mawari building?
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yes, we are a deep tech company, so of course I tend to go the the technical way. But just imagine, today you watch Netflix, or you watch TikTok videos in your smartphone, and you don't think about it anymore. So when you press play, the video is there, and it's personalized. It is what you like. It has a lot of qualities that make you think that it's just like anything else that you have readily available at your fingertips, right? So that is powered by backend technology, which is video streaming. So today we see that in smartphones, in tablets, in TVs, and Mawari is creating that next generation of technology, the technology that streams 3D, and makes it possible to look like what you're doing today with Netflix. Just press play and enjoy the content. That's what we're building, but for 3D. So soon enough, you will start seeing big companies like Samsung, like Apple, start releasing AR glasses. So maybe in 3 4 years we will actually see that this is actually quite common. Hopefully, I was able to simplify it because I do acknowledge that what we do is very very technical.
Yeah, that's a great explanation, and I feel like everyone who's listening now can realize that we're early to something that can revolutionize the technology and the streaming space. So that's very amazing. Um, so I feel like that's a good explanation, but we have a ton of people here, and everyone is always in Web3, as we know, everyone always mentions that community plays a huge part. So what role does the community play in Mawari's future?
Um, it is very important because it's I mean we as I mentioned, one of the things that really inspired me to begin with was how Render Network did its own build out through community. So having a strong community that supports ecosystem but also provides infrastructure and everyone is aligned in interest, it really allows for the scale that we need. So in other words, the community is essential for Mawari to grow.
Awesome, awesome. Sorry, I had difficulty with unmuting, but it's all good now. So um, I feel like that's enough about the vision and mission. We can move on to the more juicy stuff and where Mawari is right now, and maybe talk a bit about what's coming soon. So, could you give us a glimpse into what's coming in the short term for Mawari? Like one or a few months.
Okay, so well, what is happening right now? So if you have watched our X closely, last month actually we were at the Osaka Expo, and at the Osaka Expo we presented the V2 XR platform. So again, a technical term, but in short, is a platform that allows you to meet virtual characters in the real world. It was a very successful launch. It was sold out. All the fans of these virtual YouTubers were super excited to meet their favorite artist in the real world, and that's the only way that you can meet them because they are actually virtual. It was quite also moving because, for example, we had some of the fans actually bring gifts to their favorite artists, and some others even it did look like they were proposing on stage. So it was quite fun. So that's something that is happening right now. As a part of this, we signed a partnership with Brave Group, which is one of the biggest companies worldwide in B2B, and they have more than, I think, 30 million subscribers across all their B2Bers. So it looks very promising. So that's what's happening on the demand side. On the more on the community side and what's coming soon. I mean, you're also seeing that we announced our DIO coming soon. We've been working so hard since a long time ago to make this possible. From the from the economic design to all the technical features, just really, really, really making sure that we're launching something that is meaningful for everyone. So here, I would say that the DIO is coming. We made an announcement that is coming in June. We are in the middle of June. Uh, I have two good news, I would say. The first one is that actually we have locked in participation of very strategic partners. So I won't say the names, but they are very big launchpads in the Web3 industry. But unfortunately, that has made us delay the exact launch date a bit more because there's a bit of technical integration and finalizing the contracts. So, but the again, the good news is that this is a big validation because these Launchpads have a lot of reputation, and they really loved our proposition on the DIO. We got unanimous vote from all their from both investment committees to move forward with our DIO. Also, we have some institutional investors joining the DIO. So I've been also working on making sure that we have the right partners so that it is a good mix of community plus serious partners that will support the ecosystem. A good example, again, a long-term partner, like I mentioned in the beginning, KDDI. KDDI is working very closely with us. They will be providing infrastructure for the delegation of nodes, but at the same time, also they're participating in the DIO. So just before this AMA actually just had a meeting with them to understand how they can participate. So all in all, again, it's been hard work of the team, and we're almost there. Sometimes they say that when that the hard work is the 99% of a product launch, but actually the 1% is the little details that if you don't take care of them, so it could cause an issue. So we are in that little 1% right now, but almost ready to launch.
Beautiful. So we're almost there. The stars are aligning, and of course, all the partnerships, all the hard work put into that will eventually reward the community. So it's worth the wait. I just wanted to shout out everyone in the AMA chat because I have the chat open and I'm seeing like very technical, detailed questions that are really interesting. So just for everyone, we'll get to questions soon. Like we'll leave like 15 minutes of the AMA for questions. So I'll let you know when, and please get your questions ready, and then I'll be reading them out from the chat. And just to add on to what Luis said, that we will have a slight delay with the nodes, but we managed to secure like huge launch pads to help us, investors to partner and go into the sale. I just wanted to mention that we won't be doing nothing during this time. We have plenty of amazing community events lined up, and of course the new roles that you might seen in the Discord, and they will have perks in the node sale. We'll make sure that there will be some very cool stuff for you all there. So there's a lot for you all to do. There will be a lot of fun stuff. We'll focus on educational content, but also just having fun making memes. So excited to have this ride with you all, and the node sale will come in no time, and I'm sure it will be a huge success.
Yeah,
So we can. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, something that I forgot to say and that I will actually commit to is to give everyone an update on June 30th. I think by June 30th we will be ready to announce the exact date. But in any case, we can have a follow up on June 30th with the progress.
Amazing. We'll keep you accountable for that. So
Please do.
definitely the community will be awaiting June 30th. Note the dates, and we'll know what will be the next steps then. You mentioned huge collaborations, and for those who did their research, sorry, on Mawari and who are up to date with everything, you've probably seen Mawari has some insane partnerships. If you've seen the names of like T-Mobile, Netflix, are there any other exciting, collaborations that are coming in the next weeks or months? Can you share something on that or?
Uh, I can only say what's potentially happening, but not the names. If that's okay, I can uh, I can say it.
Of course, of
So
course.
so we're collaborating with very interesting and upcoming virtual artists. More details will be coming in the summer. We are also with one of our partners that you just mentioned. We have a very big launch in in November. So that's two big things that I think will actually create a big impact in the XR industry. And also, I mean, again, since not mentioning the names, but you know who are our investors, they are releasing their own AR glasses soon. So there's also potential there. So that's as much as I can describe, but there's a lot of progress and moving forward with these big partnerships. Um, all I can say also is these partnerships is not something that just happen in 1 or 2 months. I mean, we've been cultivating this partnership with these big companies for years. Like for example, with KDDI, we started working with them in 2018. With Qualcomm, we started working with them since 2021. T-Mobile, the same 2021. So it's not by coincidence. And things with big corporations take time, but right now is the prime time.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks for the alpha. Anything is good. It's understandable you couldn't drop the names. We don't want to endanger the deals. But yeah, amazing to hear that. It sounds like it will be very exciting months, and it sounds like things are really ramping up in the background. So I hope everyone is ready for the ride. So you mentioned the node sale coming, but looking ahead, beyond the node sale, what will be the biggest milestones, do you think, for Mawari in the next year or two?
Well, just FYI, we have docsmawari.net. There's a roadmap there, but I can just mention it at a high level. So the first milestone is, of course, start scaling the network with the DIO. The second big milestone is start onboarding the GPU compute partners and these demand use cases that will allow to have a sustainable economy. So that's I would say at a high level, those are the two biggest milestones. Is like finalize the build out of the network, which is on the infrastructure side, and the second one is bring the demand because with more people using Mawari network, everybody benefits. the other things are the usual, as you know. So we need to go to market and so on and so forth. But if we don't focus on the fundamentals, it doesn't matter whether we do TG or not, right? Because what matters is that if the fundamentals and the demand is there, we will be able to disrupt the market.
Yeah, of course. I wish more founders, had this vision and didn't just rush the launches with no demand and screw their community. So it's definitely super good to see that you're mindful of that and you're ready to build up for the TG and make it a huge success. Not rushing everything, but just focusing on technology and creating demand. So very amazing. Is there
Correct.
anything?
Yeah, so we've been building Mawari for almost 9 years now. So just that's the point. That has given us the patience to do it at the right time. So that is good for everyone.
Yeah, I don't think some people might not realize how crazy is 9 years in Web3. It's like an eternity. Everything is happening so quickly here. The like 1 year feels like a ton of time. The technology is advancing. There's a million projects releasing all the time. So 9 years of building in this space is pretty much unheard of. It's like as OG as it gets.
Yeah, and
Do you,
it's not easy, but we're still here. So that's the good thing. That's the good news.
Amazing, amazing. Is there anything, Luis, that you would like to adjust from yourself? Any notes for the community? Any words?
Well, I mean, again, thank you. I see the very interesting questions, which means that people are really understanding what we do and aligning with our vision. That makes me super happy. So yeah, I mean, let's go. This is going to be a very exciting ride together.
Amazing. You mentioned questions, so I think it's a perfect time to go into that. We don't want to, spoil too much fun for the community and get you to spill too much beans. So for everyone who is in this audience, please send your questions in the AMA chat. I see many there already, so I'll start reading those out for Luis, and he will answer if he can, of course, because some things might need to still remain a mystery. So I see one Johan asking, as the network scales globally, how will Mawari handle differences in node quality and network conditions to keep XR streaming smooth and low latency?
Okay, good question, and it's smart because then it's with very big and bold letters, so it's easy to read. So we need distributed compute. So this is why we need to launch a lot of nodes in very different regions. So handling the difference in node quality, we will introduce a scoring system in the end, specifically more for rendering and streaming. So this is why actually, if you go into the documentation, we have 4 type of nodes. The Guardian nodes are mainly to make sure that everyone and the transactions are happening in the correct way, more like a traditional verifier or checker. But then we have a quality of service node. This quality of service node will always be kind of like a police that makes sure that before actually streaming, we know that the node that will be streaming has the right capacity for the end user and the specific use case. This is very important to us because we are basically competing with the big players, right? So we need to provide a super high quality of service SLA. So this is how the technologically things will work. So we have two type of nodes that will be monitoring the network and will help us optimize. But more importantly, and why we're doing the DIO is precisely for that reason. Okay, so we're building the infrastructure of the next generation of the internet, right? And that's not built in 1 month or 2 months. That takes a while. Uh, the the current internet probably took 20 years to get to the scale that we have today and that level of architecture. So this is why we created the early incentive program for the Guardian nodes that it will allow us to simulate at scale the network so that we can understand where are the bottlenecks, where can we optimize, not only at the network level, but also for the streaming technology. So right now we have certain scale, but it's very different to stream to millions of users concurrently. So this will give us the intelligence and that we need to actually optimize for that scale when XR will be a lot more mainstream. So your contribution by running a Guardian node or by running a Pulse node will be giving this very precious and valuable data to the network that will help us be ready for the. Some people call it the iPhone moment. This will be the XR moment, just like the ChatGPT moment just happened just recently for AI.
Amazing. Thanks for the detailed answer. I feel like you answered many questions from the chat with this one answer. So I'll try to find something new.
Okay, let me pick one. Okay, so what's KDDI role in Mawari? Okay, so KDDI will be providing infrastructure, meaning servers for Guardian nodes. So if you don't have the opportunity to run the Guardian node in your own way, you can delegate your license to KDDI. And additionally to that, they will be also buying their own Guardian node licenses and running their own nodes. That's the current agreement in participation. But we're also discussing potentially for them to have other roles within the Mawari ecosystem.
Amazing. The next question I see is, how does Mawari plan to implement seamless protocol upgrades and hard forks in a trust-minimized manner, ensuring backward compatibility and minimal disruption to node operators and users?
Whoa, that's a heavy question.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we're being very careful in the rollout of the technology, and we, for example, we will potentially run even before TGE a testnet, so that we start understanding how we can do this type of rollouts. We designed, anyways, the network in a modular way. So for example, so that we can push upgrades to the software of the Guardian nodes. Effectively, it should be without significant impact in service or disruption. But this has been very well considered in the design by our head of network and our CTO. And I'll be fair, to give you the correct answer, we probably should invite them to the next conversation.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that. Like from tons of town halls that I've hosted in the past, I've never seen so many such technical and difficult questions to answer. So that just speaks amazingly of the community. It shows that people are really here for the technology. They're really deep into it, and that's just very bullish. So let's try the next question. How does Mawari ensure low latency performance for real-time 3D and XR content across a decentralized network of edge nodes?
Okay, so there are a couple things here. It's gonna be a very technical answer, but just big disclaimer. So, okay. So first of all, let's establish the following: why XR needs low latency. So just imagine.
Um, I feel like,
Is happening.
sorry, Luis, we had some, I believe, Discord bugs because I couldn't hear you, and I see that many people in the chat mentioned that they couldn't hear you. So if you could,
Oh, okay.
I can hear you now, so I think it's good now. If the community could let
Sure.
us know in the chat if it's working now. Yes, all good
Hello,
now.
hello, hello.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, what I was saying is that okay, so first let's establish why we need low latency to begin with XR. So I was saying, okay, so for example, in a game, and let's say Call of Duty or anything else, when you press a button, you expect the immediate feedback of your action, right? You just press the button and then 1 second later expect the action to happen. Just or when you play the piano, for example, you expect the sound to appear right away. So that's what our brain is used to. So when we watch 2D screen at a distance, there's some latency, but it's okay because our brain, besides the TV, is processing everything else that is happening around you. But when we move into XR, that screen actually comes right at your eyes. So if you don't sustain everything that is happening in that screen at low latency, then you can get sick. It gives you motion sickness because that's when your brain does not understand what's really happening and gets confused between what is really seen on the screen and what is happening in the real world is not matching. So this is why in the early days of VR, people would get nausea, motion sickness, and some people even they call it like the VR sick, is because the technology was not there yet for this low latency. Now imagine that this is actually happening inside the device. So imagine removing that and moving it to the cloud. So you have more latency in the end because it goes from your device to the network and then to the server and back and forth. So what we spent actually more than 6 years building is an technology algorithms that allow to compensate for that. And this is if you look at some of our keynotes at Augmented World Expo AWE, we explain what is a split rendering. So split rendering divides rendering between the XR headset and um, and the cloud rendering server or the server. So this actually allows for your brain to understand that everything that is happening in your environment is at the correct latency. But at the same time, in parallel, we're rendering from the cloud rendering server the high quality content. So this is kind of like black magic, I would say. That's our secret sauce it took a lot of trial and error to make it happen, but this is how we mitigate latency from the technology point of view. Then from the infrastructure point of view, now that we have a very unique algorithm to stream low latency content, the next step is the DIO and distributing the compute, because it's much different if you have your rendering server in the same city as if you are rendering from one side of the world to the other. It's obvious that the latency will be much higher. This is also, again, why I mentioned that Mawari Mawari network is a very unique use case, because actually the distributing the compute and decentralizing it is more of by necessity than by just saying, oh, we were decentralized, we are so cool. It's the other way around. If we don't distribute and decentralize, we cannot do the low latency rendering and streaming that we need.
Awesome. Thanks for the detailed answer again. I hope the community managed to catch it all. Let's do like 2 more questions and we'll be ending because the time is almost done. I have one much easier question for you. So, can nodes be delegated to third parties for smooth and efficient running of nodes? And is there a maximum number of nodes per wallet?
Say the first question.
The first one, can nodes be delegated to third parties for smooth and efficient running of the nodes?
Yeah, the first question, correct. And we will be announcing this node as a service partners once the DIO goes live, but it is totally possible. As I mentioned, just as a hint, KDDI is one of them.
Awesome. And the next question, if there's a maximum number of nodes per wallet?
We have not defined that. We will publish it soon. So yeah, but please wait a little bit more time.
All right. Could you share what's the chain of Mawari? Another person is asking that.
Okay, so we're building an L3 orbit on top of Arbitrum. So effectively, it will be the Mawari chain, but on Arbitrum on ETH.
Amazing. So maybe let's end with one more question about the node as well. I know it's for now the biggest topic in the community. So what are the hardware requirements for running a Mawari node, and how easy is it to set one up for a non-technical user?
Okay, there will be some video tutorials. Hardware requirements, I would say, are minimal, and the ease of setting up a Mawari node, I think, compared to other node projects, will be very easy. We're trying to make this user experience as simple as possible. So you will be able to download your Guardian Node software and set it up on your computer yourself. Now, if you want to run many Guardian nodes and make a server as a server type of infrastructure, of course, that needs more specialized knowledge. But in general, just you can do it on your own.
Amazing. I'll be definitely looking into that. I've purchased some nodes before, but I always delegated them, so it would be nice to learn some more stuff, some more technical stuff, and take a leap with Mawari and run it myself. So I think that we can end here. Thanks a lot for answering all the questions, Luis. It was great to hear from you. Thanks a lot for introducing yourself to the community, for spending time with us. It was great to spend this time with you and get this very deep look into Mawari. I'm very glad that you went full technical with a lot of stuff, because that's what actually matters. It's not all the hype stuff that we see on Twitter. It's not the empty promises and stuff. It's how the product is revolutionizing the space. That's what really matters, and you focused on that. So thank you a lot for that. Do you want to say some last words to the community?
Likewise, thanks a lot. I mean, I'm very happy and surprised by the questions. This was fun. I think we should keep doing it. Also, feel free to have a wish list if you want to have another project or founder that we should invite. Happy to make our team work and making that happen.
Amazing. Thank you, Luis. Thank you, everyone in the audience. The questions were amazing, like Luis mentioned. The participation was great. We started with less than 100 people, and we're ending here with over 130 people. So thanks a lot, everyone, for showing up, for staying, for contributing to Mawari. And we'll be looking forward to the next town halls and next events that we'll be having in Discord. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye, you, Luis. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.